So Drake May is finally going to get his first start against the Houston Texans this Sunday. A bit overdue. I feel like he should have gotten his first start a week ago against the Dolphins. I just feel like that would have been a perfect spot, playing one of the worst teams in the NFL at home. And it was a very winnable game. It was right there. It came down to the final drive against the Dolphins, and Jacoby and company just couldn't get it done. I really feel like if you put Drake May in there, they would have had a better shot at winning that game. Not saying they would have, but they could have. Even that 49ers game, the Patriots had a moment there to really make it competitive. And if you would have had Drake May or some other quarterback that's slightly better than Jacoby Brissett, which isn't really a high bar to clear, I feel like they could have maybe won that game. And also, that Seahawks game was also really close. So I don't really know what the Patriots are doing here. I know it's Gerard Mayo's first year, so he's kind of learning the ropes more or less. And there was a report last week that the locker room was kind of crumbling with just the consecutive losses that the Patriots have been dealing with. So I hope they could turn it around. I like rooting for the underdogs, even though the Patriots have been the most successful NFL franchise in the past 20 years. They are currently an underdog right now, so I'm rooting for them. And I'm excited to see what Drake May has in store for us. And I know for sure, well, not for sure, but I'm pretty confident he'll definitely be able to spark the offense and the team a lot more than Jacoby can. Definitely going to be a hard task to debut against that Texans defense. Again, I just feel like the perfect spot would have been last week to really warm up, get his bearings, get some solid reps in against a defense like the Dolphins, which isn't a good unit, and he would have been more prepared for a team like the Texans. I feel like the Texans are going to be right there in the finals this year with the Chiefs and the AFC Championship. So, definitely going to be a hard task for Drake May, but I'm excited to see it, man. I'm excited to see it. Let me know if you think he's going to be good, or do you think it's going to be disastrous. And that's the thing, too. Like, you kind of got to have to see what you have in Drake May, because, like it or not, the Patriots are probably going to have a very high draft pick in the 2025 draft. And as of right now, that 2025 draft has a lot of good QB prospects. So, you got to figure out if Drake May has it or not, because if he doesn't, you'll have options at resetting and drafting another quarterback. Also, you have Joe Milton too. He looked really good in the preseason, in my opinion, a very entertaining watch. I'd like to see him out there if Drake May can't get it done. Honestly, I think Gerard Mayo kind of played it wrong. He gave Jacoby Brissett way too much time. I understand wanting to protect your rookie QB to a certain extent with how bad the Patriots O-line is, but throw Joe Milton in there. You drafted two quarterbacks for a reason. Throw one of them in there. Better late than never. We'll see what happens. Also, potentially another rookie quarterback might get their start for this upcoming week. Spencer Rattler. Derek Carr is going to miss the next few weeks with an oblique injury. I'm sure some Saints fans are very happy to hear that news. That first quarter interception against the Chiefs was totally mind-boggling stuff, and it's just crazy, man. The MVP talk and how the Saints were on top of the world the first 2 weeks, and granted they did look good, but it was only 2 weeks, and Derek Carr has come back down to earth very quickly, and yeah, he's just not the answer for the Saints and for the future of their quarterback position. So, throw Spencer Rattler in there. I'm not expecting much, but maybe he'll add some juice to that offense, maybe a little spark. Anything's better than Derek Carr. I'm not a huge Derek Carr fan. I think he's a stat patter, just that great of a quarterback. Sure, he can make some nice throws here and there, absolutely. He definitely has the arm talent, but I just don't think he's the best decision maker, and makes a lot of mistakes, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of Saints fans will agree with that take. But yeah, Spencer Rattler might be starting for the Saints against the Buccaneers at home. Would be a pretty fun watch. And that's the thing, I feel like Kubiak would draw up a good enough game plan to where he wouldn't have to do too much. You know, you have Alvin Kamara, you have Chris Olave, you have pieces on that offense to really compensate for poor quarterback play. So they wouldn't be dead in the water completely. It would be a challenge for sure. I think it'd be very fascinating to see somebody else run the offense besides Carr. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about Drake Maye. Do you think he'll have any success with the Patriots? I know that O-line is brutal. I know he might get killed, but it's the right move. Having him redshirt for the entire year just isn't it. If the Patriots were a more competitive team, a middle-of-the-pack team, and they weren't going to get a high draft pick, and it was going to be hypothetically a poor QB class for the 2025 draft, sure, have them pull a Jordan Love, have them sit for a year, 2, 3, I don't care. But the reality is the Patriots are going to have a very high draft pick, and right now it looks like a loaded QB class. So it is the move to start him. Honestly, they should have done it a lot earlier. They have to see what he's about, and I know it's going to be hard to really get a full, fair evaluation of his play and what his potential is, but sometimes you just got to throw him to the wolves and see what happens. It's all about just seeing a few glimpses. If he can just show some glimpses, some potential of some good traits, then, you know, you have your guy. And in the 2025 draft, you could address the O-line, you could address the defense, you could address the void they have at wide receiver instead of drafting another quarterback. So let me know if you would start him now, or would you redshirt him, or is this long overdue? And what do you think about Spencer Rattler and the Saints and Derek Carr's oblique injury? Let me know in the comments. If you made this far, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. It would really help out your boy. And yeah, man, that's all I got for right now. Peace.
By the folks upstairs, they challenged the call on the field, and in fact, it was the proper thing to do. The play is overturned. Green's usually a tight end, but he's in the backfield this time. Gains 15. He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day.
What a good job by the running back that time. He reads the blocks very well, and he picks his way through there and picks up a first down. That's nice.
First down and 10. Handoff out of the I formation.
Nice job that time by the defense. They were ready for the run. Nowhere for the running back to go, and they stop him for a short gain.
The Broncos from the 22. Over to Hester, who has it. Tackle's made, and that'll move the chains.
If you got a defensive back that's scared to death and not going to give up the big play, you've got to run things like this. The out route, nice route by the wide receiver, and a good throw by the quarterback.
Manziel's now completed 4 in a row. Tosses the football. Anderson's met after a gain of 8.
The Broncos have really been dominant today on the offensive side. In the red zone now, they just take the football and they run it right at the defense and pick up solid yards.
Handoff out of the eye. Runs it across. Touchdown. We're approaching halftime, and with that touchdown, they have a little extra breathing room before the break.
Oh, man, they're inhaling big time, and they love the way they feel right now, where they're at in this football game. On the defensive side, listen, you got some information. You saw what they're doing on the other side, so make some adjustments and find a way to get back in and get a way to win this game.
And the tackle's made right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders put some points on the board on their previous possession. Although it was just a field goal, Phil, they'll be looking to add some more right here.
Oh, absolutely. I think they were disappointed in that last drive. You got it going. You think, here comes a touchdown, and it doesn't work. And you kick a field goal. So a little disappointed. That should give them some momentum to get tougher and make this happen and get a touchdown. Always try to save the timeout or timeouts when you can, and one way to do it is go to the hurry-up offense. Good job.
The defender able to knock it away.
Jim, when you look at drop passes in the NFL, it's almost always for the same reason. They take their eyes off the football, the receivers, just before it gets there. And when you do that, that little bit of lack of concentration will cause you to drop the pass.
The Raiders take it from the 38. Looking middle that time. And it's incomplete.
Not much the offense can do in a situation like this. 3rd and long, what you probably will have to do is either surprise them with a run or throw it short and hope somebody can make a play and pick up a first down.
Murray comes down with it. Has the first down. Now looking for more. The Raiders signal for a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Carr's going to take the snap from the shotgun. Intercepted. Tackles made.
Nice job